Alright, the subject of today's video will be what does it mean when it says God made him who had no sin to be sin for us? That's 2 Corinthians 5:21. A number of Protestants, particularly Calvinists, like to use this verse to try to say that our sins were transferred to Christ and Christ was punished as if he committed our sins. Okay, so anyway, yeah, that's the verse, 2 Corinthians 5:21. This is according to the NIV. It says, God made him who had no sin to be sin for us, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God. And then the New International Version's footnote, the NIV, says, uh, to be sin could be translated or be a sin offering. And that, in fact, I think this is justified based on the Old Testament. What Paul's doing here is he's making a figure of speech. He's using a pun on the word sin, knowing that the word sin can have two different meanings in the Old Testament, particularly in the Hebrew language. He's saying that Christ had no sin, but he made him sin in the sense of sin offering. But since the word sin and sin offering are the same word, particularly in Leviticus 4, he's using this so that he can go on and say, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God. So anyway, let's go to Leviticus 4, where you can see the Hebrew words. Leviticus 4, and Hebrew it's Vayikra. I highlighted all the times that the word sin appears in the Hebrew. If anyone shall sin through error, and so on. Anyway, here's one instance in which the word sin is used. It's talking about if the anointed priest shall sin so as to bring guilt upon the people, then he shall then let him offer for his sin, which he hath sinned, a young bullock, which without blemish unto the Lord for a sin offering. Okay, so we see the word sin here, shall sin, for his sin, that he sinned, for a sin offering. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 times it appears, the word sin. Alright, let's count in Hebrew. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so the word shall sin is right here. It's yecheta. And then it says, as to bring guilt on the people, then he shall offer for his sin. And then for his sin it says, he shall offer yehik riv al chatato. For his sin that he sinned. Chata. And then it says he shall bring a young bullock. And then it says right there, Par ben Bakar, son of a herd. And then it says Tamim, perfect, for the Lord, or to the Lord. And then it says for Chata, for sin. And you can see, look, le just means for, and then you have the word sin right here, Chatat. Just like you see up here, though spelled a little different with the vowels, because different cases in which it's used. But anyway, it's even more obvious in verse 14. We see sin appearing. When the sin wherein they have sinned, that's 2, that the assembly shall offer a young bullock for a sin offering, and bring it before the tent of meeting. Okay, so that's 3 times it appears, and the 3 times are highlighted right here. And so when it says, when the sin, it's saying the sin, it's chatat, the sin that, or which, or as this version says, wherein they sinned, chatu. And then talking about the sin offering, it says lechatat, which is exactly the same as the word for the sin, or the sin as it is used, when the sin wherein, and so on. You can see it's exactly the same. This is exactly the same, chatat. The only difference is the ha. The ha there just means the, and le. right there just means for. So you see that the word sin offering and the word for sin are the same right there. Anyway, you can go scroll through Leviticus 4 and look up all the times the word sin's used. It's used a lot. See it again. Chachatu. No, sorry. Chachata is for sin offering. And then it says mechatato for concerning his sin. Anyway, you can go through all these instances and check it out. You'll see that the word sin and sin offering are pretty much the same word. Anyway, that's what I think Paul is doing right here. And there's actually parallel passages in Romans 8:3 and another passage in 2 Corinthians, I think it's 11, where it says he became poverty for us so that we might become rich. Anyway, this is Berhane Selassie, also known as the Orthodox Catholic. God bless. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.